Hey, how's it going? Hey, happy Saturday. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? Apologize for being a little bit late. A couple of things going different or wrong, I'll figure out later. Not a big deal, but how's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, what are you guys up to? I've things have been a little bit crazy for me the last couple of weeks. I do apologize. This last month and this next month, well, May, it is this month already. It's about halfway through. Little bit busy, so I've had to cancel the stream. I do apologize, and one time I wasn't feeling the greatest, but I had a couple of things going on. Anyways, I apologize. I feel like I haven't been here forever. I haven't been here in a couple weeks, so I do apologize. It's rare that I cancel one, let alone two in a row. One was scheduled, one was unscheduled. So I apologize. So I got to get back on the horse. So I'm here. So and you guys are here. So thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. If you're new to the stream, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new and you've never been here before, it's a little bit different. If you can't tell, than what I do everywhere else. This stream is really all about just talking about tech, either talking about tech we're working on, tech we're thinking about, tech we don't really like or don't understand, or tech we need help with. And we just kind of chatted up for roughly an hour. I started a little bit late, so I will end a little bit late. But yeah, roughly an hour, so I'm not going to take too much of your day, just enough time to just kind of get it all out, get all the tech out. Thank you so much. Man, Ilu, Dude, I'll call him out now. Dude, Ilud, tier 1, 32 months, 32-month streak. Thank you so much, Ilud. Dude, Block Bog on Networks, resub, Prime, 10 months. Glad you're back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really didn't even plan on being away. Like I said, one was scheduled, one was unscheduled. Next week, I have a special guest, and then the week after, I will be gone because I'll be going out of town. So then June will kind of be back to normal. Although I'm going out of town on a Saturday. I get back on a Saturday, so that's kind of weird too. But anyways, Block Bog on Networks, thank you so much. Ilud, again, thank you so much. Tier 1, 32 months, 32-month streak. Let's go. Dude, Crack Kitty, resub, Prime, 19 months. Dude, what's up, man? Crack Kitty, how's it going? Heck yeah, let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go. Salvarius, how's it going, man? Resub, Tier 1, 24 months, 2 years, dude, 2 years. That's 4, but I'll do 2. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Alpha Computer, 100 bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. PC Geek, how's it going, man? Thank you so much. 100 bits. You too. Alpha Computer, 100 bits there. Thank you so much. Man, I had to step away while this was going because anyways, there was a lot going on that wasn't working, so I had to like run as soon as I started the stream. Dude, you guys, thank you so much. But Alpha Computer, thanks for the bits. Alpha Computer, resub, tier 1, 13 months, 13-month streak. Thank you so much. PC Geek, man, thank you so much. Tier 1, 32 months, 32-month streak. Dude, 32 months, holy cow. That's awesome, dude. I agree. That's awesome, man. Oh, that's so crazy. Dude, you and Eyelid, 32 months. Wow, so long, man. Dude, it keeps coming in. Thank you. Yakto, resub, Prime, 9 months. Thank you so much, Yakto. How's it going? How you're holding down YWS? I think you are. I saw your 4 server racks in Discord, and I'm super jealous. And I think Randomneering was also kind of jealous too. But awesome, nonetheless. I'll go real quick. I'll get down to the bottom. Vex, Captain Jack, the Surfing Bird, Fringe Agent, Zup, Andy, Arnie, Pascal, Blue Screen, Digital Phoenix. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, there was so much going on, so much activity right before I started. So thank you guys all so much. Now I'm going back to the top. Dude, Ilude gifted 5 tier 1 sub. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I can't get past the intros. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. So let's see here. Cornrar, I'm going with Mail Lift. Oh, I got to get this. Mail Lufetter. That's so wrong. Dr. Cuddles, Zinjar, Storm Complex. Enjoy your gifted sub from Ilude. Dude, thank you so much. Sigor, resub, Prime, 27 months. Let's go. Yeah, triple tadas. Let's go, man. How's it going, Sigor? Good to see you, and good to see everyone in here. So what I was saying, well, first of all, thank you for all of that. That was a ton. Thank you. But what I was saying, like, if you want to share something, throw it in chat. Let's talk about it, and then we'll talk about it. And you guys who have already been here, you know how it goes. So I was mentioning some personal stuff that I was working on. It's nothing big, but Some other exciting stuff coming up soon. Like I said, next week I'm going to have a special guest. I need to confirm with him one more time, but it should be Alex from the Self-Hosted Show, or Ironic Badger, as you might know him on Twitter. He should be coming on next week, so that'll be pretty awesome. I get to nerd out with him. I think we're talking Terraform, but I'm not sure yet. He keeps wanting to talk Terraform. I'm just like, I'll talk about anything you want to talk about. So, anyways, that's exciting. And then some more kind of exciting stuff coming up that I don't know. I won't even hint at it, but just some stuff that might be coming up that you might be excited about that maybe I am too. I am. So anyways, if you have something you want to throw in chat, throw it in chat. Let's talk. Another thing, so you probably saw what I was working on this morning. Maybe you didn't, doesn't really matter, but I've been trying to figure out how to get, video easily into my ecosystem. You might be in this scenario right now. You might have a camera by one vendor and an ecosystem for your home hub by another vendor, and they don't play well together. And there are plenty of products out there that do similar things, like Home Assistant can connect into your ecosystem, or reach and grab and pull those devices into your ecosystem. And there are other things that can bridge things into Home Assistant to then get them into your ecosystem. But I realized not everyone uses Home Assistant, so I was kind of looking to see what things were out there, and I came across this product called Scypted, and it's pretty awesome. It's basically a service or a container or something you run on your own network, so you self-hosted, that is able to bridge almost any camera to almost any home hub. So let's say you have a Ring camera and Google Home at home, and someone presses your doorbell. Nothing's going to happen. But if you put Scypted in between and configure it, then things are going to happen. Like the lights are changing right now. And the same goes for anything. Like I did it with Unify and HomeKit, but you could do it with you name it. Real-Link cameras and Alexa, right? Or even Home Assistant. So it's really cool. I'm super excited about it because it's pretty polished, and it's I don't know. I think it's really nice. It's a really nice product. Hey, dude, thank you so much, Drake Star Dragon. Thank you so much, Resub, Tier 1, 2 months. Thank you. So yeah, Zelda, speaking of Zelda, new Zelda's out. But anyway, so I think it's a really cool product. It's something that I could actually like give to someone and say like, you don't have to go rebuy cameras. You can go do this one thing, rather than say, oh, go set up Home Assistant, go set up this, do all this. Like some people, like I get it. Like, hey, dude, thank you so much. Alpha Computer, 100 bits. Thank you. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are people in the world who have never heard of Home Assistant. I don't think they exist, but maybe they do. But, this is something where I could, tell some of my friends who understand Docker, who aren't going to buy into Home Assistant or aren't going to buy into something else, and say, hey, you know what? You don't have to, switch home hubs, or you don't have to switch doorbell manufacturers. Just install this and run it on your network. So pretty cool. I think it's cool. And I think it's really cool how they're trying to be this interface for both sides, not just one. I used Homebridge for a long time. It's great. Don't get me wrong. Homebridge is great, but it's really focused on iOS stuff, to bridge HomeKit stuff, and where Scypted is trying to bridge cameras and ecosystems together. A couple of questions came up. People were asking, well, my wife has an iPhone and I have an Android phone. Can I use this for both? And I was like, that is actually a good question. I should have thought of that, but I didn't. So I don't know the answer to that. And in person on YouTube asking that question, that was a great question. And I would say try it. So anyways, let's talk about what you guys are working on. I'm going to pull up chat here in a minute. Here we go. Let's talk about what you guys are working on, or things you're excited about. Throw it in chat. Let's talk about it. Let's see. There's lots of highs. Greetings. For sure not first. Crack Kitty, you were for sure not first. I know. Well, do I know who was first? I'm going to try to do this without PC Geek. PC Geek was here first. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. PC Geek was here first. He was in here. Spamming emotes. I love it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go right to here. What are folks working on this weekend? And are things going to work? Things are going to work. All right. CBN Sandwich. What are folks working on this weekend? I'm setting up MongoDB backups. Awesome. I've done that. So I run quite a few databases here at home, I guess I should say. I run Postgres, I run MySQL, and I run MongoDB. And I do have backup set up for all of them. That one was honestly one of the hardest to get set up because everything that everyone had out there was older. Like, and I'm not talking about just run, Mongo dump and dump the database, but you probably want to automate this. Maybe you want to run that in a container, and that's what I wanted to do. But I wanted to take it one step further and drop that database backup into object storage or S3 or Minio, whatever. Dump it to object storage so then I could get it out later through the web or however I want to do it. And because S3 or object storage is pretty awesome and typically pretty easy to use. I ran into the same problems maybe you're running into. You can't find one that works. I made one. So I have an old, I wouldn't say old, but I have a Docker container out there that does exactly that. It will do a Mongo dump. Hey, Takano, dude, how are you doing? Takano, resub, Prime, 30 months. Been working on training some Fabrication 1 students on the laser. All right, man. Dude, you are still on the laser trip. Awesome. Glad to see you, Takano. How you doing, man? Now you're teaching them. I remember you were just wanting to get, I think, a laser cutter in there or in your school or a better one. But yeah, going back to MongoDB databases, I have a Docker container out there. It might do what you want it to do, but it works almost like the MySQL and the Postgres. All the other ones I use had a great interface. So I was like, yeah, I just want to do the same thing. Feed it some passwords, give it a schedule, and hopefully make it work. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry. But it's should be working for mine. I checked my databases last week. I actually don't check my backups that as often as I should. Because once you set them, you just kind of forget about them and you hope that they're working until you need them. So I need to put a reminder at least weekly to tell me to go check to make sure my backups are still working, or the opposite, alert me when they're not working. But then I need something to monitor that, and then yeah, you have a watcher watching a watcher, and it gets crazy pretty quick. Rider Hood Jeff, excellent scripted video. I'm excited to make some automations with this project. Thank you. Yeah, no problem at all. Let me know how you like it, especially if you're doing odd combinations. I used to have some old PoE cameras that only had RTSP. I think they supported a few different protocols, but they had RTSP. Where now it's like, man, I could have held on to those and brought them back into my ecosystem. I gave them away. To the mods. So I'm glad you guys have them. But anyways. I mailed them to you, but it would be cool if I could still use those old cameras for this new platform or this new I guess ecosystem. It's not new to me, but it's new having these devices that are now compatible. Alpha Computer, I've been working on an offsite backup for my NAS. Awesome, offsite backup. So I get it. Like I understand what you're doing. Tell me more. Like, are you just going to put a whole NAS off-site and then do like an rsync back and forth? Are you just going to ship files over time? Are you using software to do it? Or is it all kind of hand-rolled with like TrueNAS? And I don't mean 100% hand-rolled like bash scripting, but, just setting up, synchronization jobs back and forth through TrueNAS. Or are you actually using like a product that does backups? Because sounds awesome. Sounds awesome for sure. I need to get me some of that for sure. Oh yeah, a little disk shelf update. I know I talked last time about selling my disk shelf. I think someone might buy it. We'll see. They said, hey, it was funny because it was like I tell you guys about this, but sometimes I get messages from people when I sell stuff that just want to talk about homelab stuff and talk about stuff, and I'm cool with that because why not? And some people are like, hey, yeah, I used to have that disk shelf. Okay. What yeah, I have it now. Do you want it? That's kind of what I think. But then I'm like, no, I get it. Like you relate to these things that you have, or you want to share these experiences with other people, and with things like what we do, there's not too many people to share these experiences with. But anyways, I got a message from a guy who said, hey, this might be perfect. Our TrueNAS server went down and we might need this to recover our system. If you get a message from me or someone like Charles in the next day, that means we want it. I was like, okay, is there a secret password here or something I need to tell you or something? But I could totally relate when I could tell from his message, he was just like probably a little frazzled, thinking like, oh my gosh, like something is down. How are we going to do this? I'm going to send out a couple of, SOSs just in case, and maybe, let this person know we might buy it, but we're not sure yet, but just in case I will buy it. So it was good. It was good. Anyways, let me know about how you back up your NAS off-site, because I shouldn't say I don't. I do back up data off-site, but I don't back up just my NAS itself. It's true NAS and it's running ZFS, and so I don't back up those snapshots anywhere. I back up the data inside. Backing up the snapshots, I think, would be pretty awesome. But then it doesn't give me file level restore stuff. I guess I could. I would have to keep restoring those snapshots and then restore the files. But anyways, I'm always interested, because this is like something that like I don't do well. I do have 2 backups on 2 different servers. I have 3 copies of the data total. I do a 3-2-1, but I feel like my offsite is kind of, I wouldn't say hokey, but it's a file level backup that's just sending up files as they change, which is pretty good. At the same time, like a restore would be so painful. I mean, I could do file level restores and stuff like that, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I should be doing better backups, and I guess I'm doing kind of okay. So yeah. Corbin. Let's see. Hi, Tim. The Gmail Proxmox alarm notification is broken for some reason. The destination mail hosters reject mails now. But last week it worked well. Huh. Interesting. So, I don't know why that would be. I mean, I got my email. Well, you said okay, so you says, but last week it worked well. Okay, so this might be just something with your provider. I don't know if you're using Gmail or Outlook or whatever, or your ISP's mail or whatever, but it should work. It should work. I mean, a lot of places have spam detection in place, and like, when you're sending an email from yourself as someone else or to yourself with a weird name or not the right email address, it can cause, spam alerts to trigger. But I got my backup alerts, so mine runs like Wednesday, and there are 3 random days in the week. And I got my Proxmox backup alerts this week, so mine's working. I can check again after the stream or something, but maybe check your settings, or maybe check with your whoever your mail provider is, and see if something changed. Maybe ports. I don't know, because they're rejecting it, which tells me that it might be spam. I mean, they're thinking it's spam when it's not. So yeah, that stinks. Mine works. I think. This is where I'm talking, I was talking earlier about I need a watcher to watch something else that should be working, and this is a scenario where it's like, well, maybe it's not working. But I will check. I will absolutely check. I'll run like a manual backup and tell it to email me or something, or run a scheduled one really quick. But I did get my email this week because I looked at it. I looked at it either Thursday or Friday. I saw the email that my Proxmox backed it up. This is a good one. I'm gonna go with Keisha Mowash. I can't get that. Keisha. I'm going with Keisha Mowansaka. Hi, Techno Tim. How's it going? Welcome back. Thank you. Let's see. Working on having Proxmox send alerts to Discord. Thanks for the rabbit hole, Ilud. Yeah, that's a good point too. Because so there is an interface you can use. This is pretty cool. There's an interface you can use. So just building on that Proxmox alerts, when I released that video about the Proxmox alert system, one of the comments said, "Hey, like I use this I forget what it's called, this service, whatever, that can basically you could use as a mail host, and then it will transform that into a notification, and then you can choose where you want to send that notification." One being probably Discord, like you're talking about, Severius and Ilud, which is awesome. I should be doing that too. I don't know why I'm sticking with email. I just never went back and revisited. Not the best, but try hard. Prime, 4 months, 1 month streak. Dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it. But Salverius, yeah, absolutely. I think you guys are probably working on the same thing. I forgot what the product's called. It has I forget what the product's called. Oh yeah, Mailrise or Apprise. Thank you, Twisted Grim. Mailrise or Apprise, both of them do the same thing. Pretty awesome. And I learned about those in the comments from my video. And then I think virtualization. Oh, I forget his channel name. I forget his name. I'm so bad with names. But the virtualization how-to guy. I'm so bad with names. He actually created a video on it. So if you want to know how to do that, absolutely do it. I'll probably follow his video when I configure that. Thanks, Salvarius, and thanks, Ilude. Now you're sending me down the same rabbit hole. Because, like, why am I still using email? Like, I have a Discord server, and, you know, and it's so much easier and better to go there. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, so good luck. And thanks for taking me with you. Let's see. The Shia Surprise. Finally upgrading from a Wireshelf to a proper rack. Congratulations. That is awesome. Hey, I did Wireshelf. I can't tell you how long I did Wireshelf. I think we can all relate to the Wireshelf, like the $20 shelf that was, you know, either at Meijer, Walmart, or wherever. I did it for a long time. Congratulations. I at first it was on the floor, then it was old desk shelf, and then it was Wireshelf. And it was Wireshelf for a long time. I got kind of creative on Wireshelves. I had 2 different sizes of Wireshelves, and I had like my 5.1 surround sound system, the subwoofer on the bottom of the Wireshelf with computers on top of it, and a printer on top of all of that. So I didn't, and then I didn't go full blown, you know, shelf until, or, you know, server rack shelf, I guess I should say, until, I don't know, probably about 3-4 years ago. So, I mean, I've been doing Wireshelf for a long time, so there's no shame in the Wireshelf game for sure. But that is awesome. Proper rack. I'm interested to know what you get. Did you get a 4-post open? Did you get an enclosed one? I'm betting 4-post open. Or did you get go all out and get a 42U rack that you just got from yeah, secondhand market? I'm in the Wireshelf stage, Twisted Grim. It's okay. It's totally fine. You can stay in the Wireshelf gang forever. You can stay there forever because it's awesome. It has good airflow and it's cheap and they're sturdy. For sure. For sure. Let's see. Jin, hey, Techno Tim, you have a life. We understand. Oh, no, thanks. I should have read that before. No, I get it. But I feel bad when I say I'm going to do something on a Saturday or whatever and I'm not here, then, you know, I kind of feel bad about it. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. I am, yeah, definitely human. Grayish Soul, well done scripted video. Thank you. Thanks. I tried a lot of things I haven't tried before. One of the things being zero music. I was like, I experiment with all of my videos a little bit. You guys probably don't know this, but I try new things, and I'm not saying like effects. I'm saying like either a new angle or a new cut or a different sound or something, and I kind of like try to see how that works out and see if it works. I think this one kind of worked because the video's doing pretty good. So, but anyways, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a short video. And I can't believe that, you know, editing this thing for, you know, nights and partial weekends, it took me about a week and a half to edit, film, and do everything. It's like, oh, man, all that for 8 minutes, but it makes it worth it. Right now, this time, Saturday, it makes it all worth it because it's done. It's done. And I apologize if I'm, like, looking at a weird place, too. This is part of the stuff that's coming up. I'm down to 1 monitor now. I'm solo monitor. Got rid of my other 3. I sold them. I'm going to be doing something else here soon, and I'm going to be replacing a lot of the stuff in new desk, and I'll have, I don't know, I might show off my desk if you guys are interested, because I wouldn't show it, well, I'm going to have to show it in the before because it's pretty messy, but the after I think is going to be, I don't know, a lot better for me, a lot less stressful because I have less stuff. I'm trying to have less stuff on my desk, so, and I got some stuff coming for that machine too. So anyways, I'm super excited about it. I just wish it would hurry up. Thank you, Ilu. Thank you. Let's see. Matt says, hey, Tim, glad you're streaming again. I'm getting closer and closer to working with GCHQ MI5 here at the UK at age 16, having celebratory pizza and watching the stream. Hey, Matt. Oh, awesome. Well, congratulations. 16. Wow. That's pretty young, man. You're doing awesome. Well, congratulations. Getting closer to working with GCHQ and MI5. I'm not familiar with that, but congratulations. Hope you enjoy your pizza. What are you having on your pizza? It doesn't matter to me. Pizza's still pizza, so it's all good. But hey, Matt, congratulations. G'dated. I've been working with Ansible AWX. Very cool automation. Had some difficulty with the Galaxy installs. The execution environment wouldn't load the modules correctly, even after loading all of them in the K3S pod. I ended up working it out by using requirements.yaml. Okay, so awesome. So this is something else that I've been wanting to do for so long, but you're using Ansible and AWX or Tower, and that's the web version of basically Ansible that you can execute from a web page, which is like the dream for everyone. I don't know if it's a dream for everyone. It's a dream for me because, you know, how often am I able to SSH in and run the things that I need to run? Not too often. And well, I should say it's possible, but not convenient. And that's where the web gives you some convenience with AWX, which sounds awesome. And I think you can schedule them too, right? You can cron them too, which is pretty awesome. So and on top of that, you're running AWX inside of Kubernetes. This is pretty awesome. This is right up my alley, right up my alley. But I'm glad you got it figured out. I'd love to see like your YAML if you could share it sometime, maybe in Discord or somewhere. I'd love to see it because it'd probably save me a ton of time. And every time I've checked on it, there was like very little documentation. I don't know if they're just like don't want people to use it, and not because it's not a good product, because they want you to buy Tower or what, but there's always just like very little documentation on it. It was like a README with just like what it is. I'm like, okay, how do I start again? But that's awesome. I've got another challenge at the moment using Ansible fetch command. I point at the destination to the local path of the YAML playbook, but I can't find the file. I'm using K3S with AWX and can't see where it dumps despite searching the path. Let me know if you can point me in the right direction. That's tough. So I haven't done it before, but I can relate. So you're trying to do an Ansible fetch on a location because you think a file's there, but you can't find the file, and you're using K3S. I mean, that's tough. I mean, what I would do in that scenario, what would I do in that scenario? I'd probably exec into the pod that it's running on and do a find on it if you have find, and find for that file. Hopefully it's a file that you know is named something that you expected to be named, or just look in some of the common paths like /home/wherever and just start, perusing all those folders. But that's tough. Or turn on debug logging if you can. I don't know if that's a thing on AWX. If you could turn on debug logging and you could see where this, or where the playbook exists. I don't know. Those are things I would try. But I haven't done it yet. But, just finding files and finding locations in general inside of a pod, what I would do, personally, the first thing I would do is exec into it if you can. And that's the, kook control exec-it, whatever, and then --bin/sh, or if you have bash, you do the bash command. But that's what I would do. There's probably better ways. I guarantee there's better ways for sure. Let's see. G'dated. Working hay, just waking up, about to have breakfast. All right, it's early for you. Flowdash, working on my garage lab. Oh yeah, that's what I want too. I haven't graduated to a garage lab. I have a basement lab, but I would like to have a garage lab too. Just another place, a different atmosphere to do the same thing. Right now I'm converting a 3-phase OU PDU to work with basic 120-volt single phase. That sounds so complicated to me. Like I don't understand. I mean, I get electricity and kind of current and stuff like that, but I don't even understand what 3-phase OU is. Oh, no. Okay. So it's a PDU, but I don't understand the 3-phase piece, and 0U. I don't understand the 0U. Does the 0U mean, and I'm not saying that like you're saying the wrong thing. I just don't know that term. So 0U when it hangs on the side to where it doesn't take up any rack space. I think that's what it is, right? It hangs vertically, I think. Cool. Yeah, all right. So got that because I remember those because when I used to do IBM and Lenovo stuff, that's where we would put them. We'd have an A and B circuits. Okay, so the 3-phase I don't understand, but converting it to 120-volt single phase. I hope you're careful. That's awesome that you know how to do that, though. For sure. CBN Sandwich, are you using Bitnami Mongo? I am using it. I run a small cluster of 3, 1 primary and 2 replicas. So 3 total. and it's rock solid. I mean, I just updated it this morning because I got a pull request from the bot that opens pull requests all the time. Darn that bot! Quit opening pull requests. No, to update my repos, and yeah, it works great. If you need help with the YAML or whatever CBN sandwich, I can send it to you. I can post it somewhere in Discord. I can, or just ping me somewhere, and thou shall get YAML, all my YAML for MongoDB. Because yeah, it works great. I've been trying to use Bitnami when I can because it's awesome. They keep it up to date, and they have a like a consistent API or interface for all of their stuff. I mean, think of it like Linux server.io. They make they basically rewrap containers or make containers that have common interfaces. Bitnami does the same thing, but for for containers or for Kubernetes stuff too. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Alpha Computer, in regards to checking backups, yeah, totally. I'm there too. Like, I'm glad you guys are talking about backups because I'm like, when's the last time a Longhorn one run? Like, I have them set up, and we just kind of hope they're running. And me personally, I set up alerts too, so that I know that they're running. But I get so many alerts and notifications, I ignore those. So I don't know what the balance is for that. What's the balance? Like, I back things up, I set up alerts, and then I mute the alerts because I'm tired of getting alerts because the thing worked, 30,000 times, successfully. It's that one time when it doesn't work or it doesn't chirp or ping me that I want to know about it. So I kind of want to set up the absence. We do this a lot in at work with our Kubernetes stuff. Well, we do the opposite of an alert where we'll log a metric to say something happened. And in this case, it would be backup happened. And we log a metric that way. Then we set up an alert to say, if I didn't see that metric in one day, then alert me. So it's pretty cool. At work, we do the opposite of what you would typically think, or the intuitive thing to do would be, let me know every time something happens. But then it happens every day, and you're like, okay, great, that's too much. Let me know when it doesn't happen. And so we kind of flip that upside down. I feel like I need to do that with my alerts for backups and stuff like that. Like, let me know if you don't see a backup file, for a day, or for a week. Then I need to investigate it, but I don't need to know every day that it happened every single day. Let's see. Tucano started on the 19-year-old M300. I thought you were going to say 19-year-old man. I was like, man. All right. Anyways, I'm like, that's youngin'. 19-year-old M300, after a half a year, convinced them to go get a Thunder Laser Nova 24, and I've been learning that machine. Now with 2 weeks left of school, I got to train the students and the teacher up on the laser. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. You can offer summer courses. For a fee. That is awesome, Takano. I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm glad you're here. And make some easy resource for them for the future. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Sigor, sounds like Techno Tim needs to do a disaster recovery test to check his backups. Oh, man. Like a DR? Like a full-on DR? Oh, man, that'd be scary. Like, even if I had the same exact hardware, I mean, I don't even know. I'd have to think through. This is why it's good to have that plan, so you don't have to think through that thing. I mean, you know this, Sigor. I mean, I'm not at your guys' level, but I do know part of a disaster recover plan is to actually have a plan and write it down, like what you would do in the case of a disaster, so you don't have to just like make it up. I mean, it's similar to like playbooks in Ansible, right? That's why they're called playbooks. You define the thing, and then you execute the thing. And I think the same is true with disaster recovery, although I've never had to do it or never been a part of it. I just hear about it. So I think I have a semi-okay backup plan, but I don't really have a disaster recover plan. And what do I mean by that? Well, if I lose all this hardware, I don't have more hardware to just chef up, If I lose all my data, and everything, and I have to restore 100% from the cloud, ooh, that's going to be long. And then on top of that, I don't have the hardware to put it on. And then on top of that, like, I don't even have the plan in general. So maybe I should spend, 10, 15 minutes one day just writing down what I would do. But sometimes I feel like you got to keep that stuff up to date too, because otherwise it just gets old. It's just like any kind of documentation. If care and feed for it, it just becomes obsolete. So, but yeah, I can test my backups. That's no problem. I can test them. Yep. But doing a full DR, like bare metal DR, that'd be tough. That would be scary. I'd be fumbling for like an hour. Salome, hello, how are you? Thanks for sharing Scripted. No problem. Dr. Cuddle, you are the best timestamp. Dr. Cuddle, Dr. CTL, you are the best timestamp. I don't know what you're talking about timestamp. I mean, there was one person who used to call me timestamp for some reason because my initials were TS. I don't think you're him, or are you? But it's funny you say that. You are the best timestamp. I'm like starting to think like, is this so-and-so? Anyways, but thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take that as a compliment that I'm a timestamp. Dr. Cuddle, you oh, sorry, my eyes now. Salam, Backblaze. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do use Backblaze for my offsite backup of my data. But I keep thinking like there's a better way, like, and not a better product out there. I just mean like maybe a better backup strategy than just doing file level backups. Like ZFS snapshotting and stuff. Like, I have all of my data inside of TrueNAS, and, I have ZFS, and I run, I get snapshots and I keep them locally, and I feel like I could ship those somewhere pretty easily. Maybe not for cheap though, and maybe Backblaze is as good as it gets as far as cost and security and everything else, because it is really good. Takana also been growing business on Instagram. Hey, congratulations, that's awesome. Hey, Wayne Nyan. Wayne Wayne Lyon. There we go. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. So this sounds like Christmas music, so I'm about to change it because it ain't Christmas around here. Takana also been growing a business on Instagram. Got some nice orders that gave me lots of content. Hey, that's awesome too. Yeah, it's great when you can, get inspired by things you do and then create content for it too. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And it's awesome when you have people you can talk to that are excited about the same thing, because it just like inspires you to do different things, or you get ideas from people, or people ask you for stuff that you never even thought of, and you're like, yes, that is so great. So I'm right there with you. I'm the same way. The tour day. I'm gonna go with the tour day instead of the turd. I'm gonna go with the tour day. Maybe it is. Do you run IDS in your lab? Yes, I do. Wait, IDS, intrusion detection system. Yeah, yep. IDS and IPS, which is, I don't want to say like I don't know. I'm not a security expert, but yes, I do run IDS. I do run IPS. And some other stuff. As you can tell, I'm not a security expert, but a lot of firewalls will come with it. You should probably run it. I mean, it's pretty low hanging fruit, for a firewall to be able to look at and analyze traffic for specific patterns and realize that these are bad and to reject those patterns. I mean, there are way more sophisticated ways of like attacking people, and sometimes IDS might not detect that, or IPS might not prevent that. But you just got to layer on your security, and that is one layer that I do have turned on for sure, IPS. Even if it means I can't get a full 2 gigabit down. Not that I have 2 gigabit down, but a lot of times people will say, well, I don't want to turn on IPS because it's going to limit my bandwidth that I pay for. And, I want to be able to do 2.5 gigabits of internet and, even 1 gigabit. And, that's fine. That's a choice that you make. But I'm kind of on the other side where it's like, I'd rather have that protection 24/7 than get, 2 gigabits of internet download speeds for the 5 seconds out of the 24/7 that I need it. And rarely can anyone push that fast anyway. So anyways, I'm on that side of the camp where it's like, I get it. Like, yes, it does hamstring your firewall a little bit, the throughput, if you don't have a great CPU or something that can process it that fast. But I think it's a fair trade-off for me. It's a fair trade-off for me. But then again, there are better ways there are more sophisticated ways to attack someone, and more sophisticated ways to protect yourself too. So long story short, I use IDS and IPS, yes. Let's see. Corbin, CBN Sandwich. Best to use a dedicated provider. Mailgun has a free SMTP with 5,000 emails per month. Gmail sometimes gets weird. Yeah, good call. That's a good call out. Yeah, good point. Is that, hey, you know, maybe if Gmail's being weird, then you switch to Mailgun or MailChimp, or there's SendGrid is another one. And most of them have a generous free plan. Like Mailgun has a pretty generous free plan, 5,000 emails going out per month. That's a lot of alerts for Proxmox. If you got 5,000 alerts, you got something going on, and you should probably look at it. But and because they have 5,000, I'm sure SendGrid and MailChimp have something similar. So, and if they don't, that's pretty generous in itself, and you should probably try it. But yeah, good point, CBN Sandwich. If Gmail is giving you problems, go through a different mail proxy or mail server and send it that way. And because, you know, then Gmail will say, hey, well, I know and trust, you know, this Mailgun server more than I know, you know, Joe Schmo's IP address that's, you know, trying to send emails and use SMTP auth directly. So yeah, good call. I like it. That was great call on that one. X Cage. I'm just going with Cage. I've been using notifications via Slack instead of emails for 2 years now, and I find it a lot more reliable since email providers can be wonky. Yeah, this is great too. This is like awesome. So like, yeah, like first, if you are having problems sending directly to Gmail, you know, and you do want mail, use something else like Mailgun. Then if all else fails, you could convert those emails over to notifications using, I think it's Apprise or Mailrise, one of those two, and convert it to a notification and send it to Discord. They're not going to block any messages coming in. There's no spam protection on those messages coming in, you know, to your webhook. Obviously, that's a secret, and you keep it secret, and only you are sending to it. But yeah, then you can have, you know, a private Slack or a private Discord server of just your alerts like I have, and hey, just throw that in the bucket. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm convincing myself for sure to do this. Yeah, Mailrise and Apprise. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, for sure. I loot. Yeah, exactly. I full circle now. You are you totally are the rabbit hole master. You totally got me. And Salvaris, this is like Salvaris took your bait, and then I took Salvaris's bait, and now we're all doing it. So, but yeah, virtualization how to. That's his channel. He's got a great video, I think, on Apprise, and I think Mailrise does the same thing. Ever since I saw those comments in my YouTube video, I was like, oh man, I got to do this. So I've been slacking. I've been doing other things. I need to get on this. Notification train too. Cause who wants emails? I'm like here complaining about emails, and I have all the tools in the world to make the change. So, Twisted Grim. Yeah, they work great. I've used Mailgun, and I'm happy with Mailrise, Apprise for various things. I'd rather not do email if possible. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Because like, you know, a chat client, even your own server, to be able to open that chat client and just look at it really quick on the go, so easy. Email, not so easy. Not so easy. Let's see. Salvaris, we need external prompting from time to time. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. If we can't create a rabbit hole for ourselves, we can ask iLoot to create one for us. You're in the Wireshelf stage yourself. Haha. No, it's cool. I talked about that earlier. Totally fine if you're in the Wireshelf stage. You can stay Wireshelf stage forever. You can stay there forever because one, Wireshelves are so awesome. They're pretty versatile, and two, like there's, you know, and unless you really want to get a rack to get things organized, it's totally fine. Like it serves its purpose. So no shame in the Wireshelf game. 4-post open. Oh, Shia, surprise. So going back to your server rack, you said you were getting and moving from the Wireshelf. 4-post open. All right. That's my first server rack. And I love it. I still love it. I sold it to a guy here locally. And I'm sure he's taking good care of it. I think he said he was going to use it for his school or something like that, which is even more awesome. I kind of felt guilty taking money for it afterwards because I figured it was going to be used for him and learning and kids. But he told me after it was loaded up and the money was in my hands. But I did kind of feel guilty afterwards. But awesome. Yeah, 4-post, awesome. I love 4-post because they're so easy to work on. Like I have an enclosed now, and it looks great. but it's kind of hard to work on. Like, it has side panels and stuff like that, and I can take them off, and you know, the heat does kind of build up, and so those are the things I didn't have to worry about when I had a 4-post open. So easy to run wires, so easy to look at the whole entire server, any server in your rack. So easy to get in between stuff if you need to, or if you have multiple 1U things, you don't have to always, if you slide one thing out, it's so easy to still get in from the side. And heat does build up when you have it enclosed. Like lately I've been opening the back door. Pretty soon I'm going to take out the side panels. And pretty soon if I take off the side panels and open the front and back door, I basically have an open post server rack. So kind of full circle. Let's see. Yeah, couldn't justify the cost to close it. I agree. It does get more expensive, and then you have all these additional things that I was just talking about. The one thing that I do like, there are two things that I do like about having a closed server rack is one, the noise. You know, noise is a little bit quieter, not much, but enough. That the sound is I'm projecting all the sound through one way now instead of just kind of coming out everywhere. And then two, it just looks a little bit tidier for me, when my wife sees it or anyone sees it, and the WAF is much higher on the thing, but so you don't have to worry about that. Maybe you don't have to worry about that, but she was fine with it anyways. But when she saw it, she's like, "Ooh, that looks nice." And I was like, those words have never come out of your mouth about any of my technology, but she said it about an enclosed server rack. So I knew then that the enclosed was a keeper then. Twisted Grim, have you been monitoring your low power homelab? I'm super happy with my 3X 6-core 12 thread. Been going on average 65 watts a day. I don't have anything on it but Kubernetes yet, and it's still on. And I've just been wiping and destroying it and testing stuff. I'm kind of using it a little bit as my test bench for my K3s Ansible repo. But I haven't been totally wiping it. I've been just wiping, the cluster over and over. I need to figure out like 2 more things, and then I might move some workloads to it. Now I'm thoroughly impressed with the power. Like, they're all using like 9 watts each. They're not doing anything. It's Ubuntu only and only running Kubernetes and like no workloads besides, just the few workloads, the system workloads that come with Kubernetes. So, I mean, relatively, low power for 3 of them. I'm at this point where I'm like, I haven't decided yet, like, am I going to move existing workloads there? Or, like, so I have 3 clusters. Am I going to move some of my existing workloads there? Or do I move everything there that I can? Or do I move just one cluster there? And it's like I keep going over and over this, thinking it through. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just move one cluster there. And then I'm like, well, why move one cluster there and have more things on instead of just running them on the existing, virtualization servers that I have? That's like their purpose. Just keep adding incremental load, and they'll only use incremental power. And so I keep going through this phase of, well, I'll move this cluster there, or maybe that'll be my trusted cluster for only my internal stuff. And I'm like, wait, I already have that inside of my cluster now, inside of, my 3 Proxmox servers. I've already done this segmentation and logic to break all these things up and keep it HA and keep, one of each node type for 3 clusters spread across 3 nodes. And like, I've already done all the hard work. So more to come. I would love to move my whole Kubernetes cluster there. And then if I do that, that's a Midwest thing I hear because I say it a lot. If I do that, I got to say it the right way, at least to me. If I do that, then I wonder like what the incremental like power is that I'm going to be using. Like, is it more efficient to run my 3 clusters on these 3 NUCs versus on the hypervisors that they're on now? It's kind of hard to test, right? Because, I have so many variable workloads running. I guess I could say over time, once I move this cluster, I used, when it was all virtualized on, server grade hardware, I used, 50 watts of power. I'm just making this up. And now, on my NUC, it uses 30. It's really hard to tell. So news to doo-doos. Yeah, I do that a lot. See, I do that a lot. The double do's, I heard the doo-doos is, I heard it's a Midwest thing, and I heard it from somebody who was from the Midwest, but I thought it was a Tim thing, but because I've only heard a few other people say it, but I do that. See how I can't. Not the best, but try hard. So, anyways, going back Twisted Grim. More to come on that. I want to make sure. Another thing too. I want to see if I can use QuickSync for something else that I'm currently doing, because then that would allow me to move my one workload that's using my NVIDIA GPU there too. And I know like QuickSync works for transcoding and stuff like that, but I have something very specific that I need to make sure that that works too. So I haven't tested that, because that would be another win for me, because then it would be okay. Now at least for my Kubernetes stuff, I do not need like a dedicated video card. I can use it for something else. I can, do everything else on, these 3 NUCs with QuickSync, but I haven't tested that yet. So it's hard to test too. I thought about, well, do I add these nodes to my cluster? And that's probably what I should do, is add these 3 nodes to my cluster. It's complicated though. It is kind of complicated. And then, cordon, this is exactly how I should do it. Add those 3 nodes to my cluster, right? Expand my worker nodes, go from 3, well, really it's 4 to 7, right? And then once I have 7 nodes, then I'll cordon off the 4 old ones. And cordon in Kubernetes terms, basically, it's like it sounds. Just say, hey, you guys can't accept any more workloads. And then what I would do is I would drain each one of those nodes. And then so by draining them, if I have my horizontal pod auto, no, not my VPA, not my HPA, pod disruption budget, my PDB. If I have my pod disruption budget set right, that basically says how many things do you need to be available? Or if we need to do some operations, what's the minimum amount of pods we can run, like 25% or something. Anyways, if I have my PDBs right and I drain each one of those nodes, those should get shut down and then only populate on the new nodes. And then I could safely shut down the 4, and then I could run it for a week. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. This is sounding better. This is sounding better, because I was thinking like a build and migrate to a new cluster, which I don't want to do. But if I did add 4 nodes, it's crazy, 3 nodes to my cluster, I'll have 7 worker nodes. Then I could drain and cordon the old ones, and then they'll move over there, and things will be good. Except for, I use Longhorn. Now it's like, okay, do I have enough disk space on all this stuff? I do. I have to do some special config with Longhorn, but yeah, these are all the things that I think about what I'd have to do. But I do like it. I need to try. I need to try and just use it some more, Twisted Grim. But that's awesome. You love yours. 65 watts a day for 3 machines, with that many cores and that much compute. Pretty good. That's pretty awesome, I'd say. Okay, not the best, but try hard. Can't set up my Grafana Prometheus. Reinstall didn't help. The error below. Starting Prometheus, config reloader. Caller, run until 100 message function failed. Next tick, triggering reload failed. Post, connection refused. I mean, without Googling, I am not sure. You're probably using the documentation I have on it. Are you using my values YAML that I have on it? Because that's the one that I use. I can compare mine to what's in my documentation to make sure they're still the same, but I'm still running mine. Yeah, I don't know without looking that up. If you post it in Discord somewhere, I'll take a look at it. I'll try to take a look at it shortly after here or tonight. I'll have some free time after dinner, which is good cue because we are meeting friends for dinner tonight. So I have to kind of be on time. I got to be on time of the late time that I was just talking about earlier. Dude, thank you. Right after that, Twisted Grim, thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for the help right there. That's what I'm talking about. Drake Star Dragon, maybe Discord webhooks gets messages from Proxmox. Yeah. So that's what we were talking about. I wish that Proxmox had webhook support, but and I mentioned this in that video, and I kind of get why they don't. It's because they don't really run the mail system that's running, on Debian. I mean, it's installed, but I forget what the mail service is called, but they just take advantage of that. And so Proxmox doesn't, they just build in hooks to be able to send those things out that way. Anyway, but I do wish that the Proxmox had some kind of webhook support. Just when this thing happens, post to this endpoint. Super simple. Give me a post body, and then we could use webhooks. And I'm not talking about just for Discord. Yeah, I know, I'm like talking about asking this company who makes this enterprise product to then support something, like Discord, It's not what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for is just webhook support, which is super popular and open and used by a lot of products out there. It would be awesome. It would be awesome. Yeah, webhooks would be easy. I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. Webhook is the way. I totally agree. I wish they would add it for sure. All right, guys. This is, I'll look real quick. There are ways to improve your reputation to Google. Here you go, too. Drake Star Dragon. There are ways to improve your domain's reputation with Google so it doesn't block, delay emails you send from a private server uncommon domain. Yeah, I agree. That's just tough, though, when the mail server is running on your own server. You know what I mean? It's running on Proxmox, and that's doing the SMTP connection. And then they're like, oh, this random IP. It's a residential IP. We've never seen it before. It's trying to connect to us and send mail, you know. So it's a tough game, you know, email spam. Typically, Google does a really good job on spam, I've noticed, compared to like Microsoft and Outlook and Hotmail and stuff like that. But Google does a really good job on it, and so and it's a tough problem to solve. But yeah, convert it to Apprise, Mailrise, and get notifications. If you don't want to do that, MailChimp, Mailgun, SendGrid, those will all work great too. So such good conversations and good suggestions, and new projects for sure. I need to put Apprise or Mailrise in my Trello board so I get it done sometime. But hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your Saturday. I will be back. I will be back next Saturday. I should be on with Alex from the Self-Hosted Podcast. He said he was going to, and we agreed to that day because we had so many conflicts with scheduling. 20th, he said May 20th. So he should be here. If plans change, it'll just be me. I'm sorry, but I hope to have Alex on next week so we can geek out about some stuff, and you can throw all kinds of questions you want to throw at him about, I don't know, about a show, what he does, what he likes. He's into cars. He's into, he works for Red Hat. He's into cars. He runs the self-hosted podcast. What doesn't he do? Has a YouTube channel now. So, man, this guy is all over the place. And if you think of questions, just throw them into Discord somewhere and ping me, and I'll try to save them, and we can go from there. So anyways, have a great rest of the Saturday. I should be on later on tonight, going to dinner with friends, and then I'm going to chill out. Like, Saturday is kind of my chill out day because my weeks are, you guys know how it is. It's probably your chill out day too. But yeah, weeks are busy. So anyways, I will be back next Saturday, hopefully with a guest. And if you need something, ping me on Discord. I'll be on there. Or ping me on Twitter or wherever you want. And if I'm on there and it shows me a notification, I will try to respond. So I appreciate it. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great Sunday, and take care, folks. Be good to each other.